We all know what liminal spaces are. Honestly, at this point, it feels like everyone and their mother has created a video about them. It's almost as if there's no room left on YouTube for another liminal space video. While I love exploring this eerie genre, I feel we've reached a point where there's not much left to say. And I'm not suggesting we should just stop discussing them. Instead, I wish we could dive deeper into different angles and aspects of the phenomenon we often overlook. Let's face it, many content creators churn out variations of the same themes, the same haunting images, and the same feelings. I don't want to sound negative, because I admire those who create in this space. However, it can feel like we're running on a hamster wheel, hitched to the same ideas about nostalgia and emptiness. It begs the question, what can we do to break this cycle? Perhaps it's time to ask ourselves, what else can these spaces evoke, beyond the feelings we've already explored? What new emotions or stories might lie in wait? You know, delving into the psychology behind why we're drawn to liminal spaces, there's no shortage of theories. By acknowledging feelings like loneliness, nostalgia, trauma, and a weird attraction to horror, we can begin to enrich our understanding. But that's just scratching the surface. Why do these feelings resonate so deeply with so many people? It could be that liminal spaces evoke a sense of lost potential, places caught in transition, reminiscent of childhood memories or lost opportunities. They reflect moments in life where we feel suspended, waiting for a new chapter to open up for us. Furthermore, consider how these spaces can represent the transitional phases in our lives, graduating from school, moving cities, or even the limbo we experience during significant life changes. For instance, haven't we all felt like we're standing at a crossroads? These settings symbolize a threshold, a moment before we step into something new and unknown. What if we explored how these feelings are amplified in different cultures? Moreover, should we consider the broader cultural impact of liminal spaces? They act as a mirror, reflecting the anxieties of our times. With global crises and societal shifts, the haunting solitude of a deserted mall or empty school corridor resonates differently than in previous years. These spaces become metaphors for isolation, reflecting our fears and uncertainties in these stressful times. As content creators, have we explored how the angle at which liminal spaces are interpreted has changed? What would a younger audience's interpretation of liminal space be compared to ours? Picture this. A younger person might see a deserted playground, not as a nostalgic reminder of childhood, but as a chilling metaphor for lost innocence. Could we dive into these generational differences more deeply and highlight how technology has affected our view of such spaces? The rise of social media has altered the notion of community, and perhaps the desolation of a liminal space now evokes a different kind of loneliness, a loneliness in a hyper-connected world. You know, my reason for creating this video stems from a sense that the genre feels a bit washed up. Sure, we have content celebrating the creativity of the backrooms, or imaginative takes on liminality, yet for anyone looking to write or discuss liminal spaces, I believe the well is fully run dry. It feels kinda like walking down a well-worn path, leading to the same familiar sights. It's important to recognize that while the aesthetic remains captivating, the conversation itself feels stagnant, like there's not much left to talk about. Now, I'm not saying it's all over. I wouldn't want this to discourage anyone from creating liminal space content. There are still creators sharing amazing insights and unique artistic interpretations of liminal spaces. I love exploring the realms of weirdcore, dreamcore, and other things like it. So here's a challenge. Let's dig a bit deeper. How can we inspire creativity that veers off the conventional path? How can we invite artists to embrace more diverse interpretations of liminal spaces? How do we get people to stop saying the same things over and over again about liminal spaces and how we feel about them? I'm sure there are different roads we can take where the content is more creative than just us looking at the same images. Maybe I'm wanting liminal spaces to be a lot more than what it is, but I would hate to see this community die out simply because we don't have much to say about them anymore. Honestly, think about the narrative possibilities. Why not incorporate storytelling elements, blending liminal spaces with folklore or urban legends? Imagine the power of weaving personal stories from individuals who have felt the weight of these spaces, stories that reveal hidden truths about themselves. Exploring the historical significance of these locations can also offer fresh perspectives. Instead of just showcasing images, how about weaving tales of human experiences tied to them? For instance, examine how an abandoned hospital might evoke memories of healing and closure, while simultaneously creating fear and discomfort for others. These contrasting emotions hold power, and exploring them could lead us to meaningful insights. Also, let's try not to forget about technology. We live in a digital age, after all, where augmented reality and virtual experiences can push the boundaries of how we perceive liminal spaces. Imagine a VR experience that allows us users to traverse through abandoned spaces, feeling the textures and sounds, making their own memories within the emptiness. You know, it reminds me about when me and my friend went to VR chat, and we also explored a bunch of liminal spaces on there because it was fun. That's something we enjoyed doing, and we also had a great time time doing it. I would love to see more content like the librarians, for instance, or anything remotely of the sort. It's just nice to see people branch out like that and mainly go out and explore these liminal spaces, even if it's something fictional like that. I honestly do believe that there's a lot of creativity waiting just beyond those repetitive old settings. Let's encourage more creators to venture into new unexplored areas when it comes to liminal spaces. I believe that the narrative of liminal spaces isn't over, but when it comes to just talking about liminal spaces, I think there isn't much left to say. I genuinely think that the psychology has been figured out, and that unless we're coming up with more and new definitions of liminal spaces, there just isn't much to say. I love video essays about liminal spaces. I really do, but I think that door is slowly coming to a close because the room has been filled. There's nothing left to add. That's why videos of liminal spaces have slowly been dying. And the only thing really carrying liminal spaces right now are the edits we see that combine music elements. Anyways, I hope you found my little rant enjoyable and can see that honestly this video just comes from a love for the community. I don't mean to sound pessimistic. I just wanted to add how I felt into this video about how I'm sad to see the conversation side of liminal spaces fade away. I believe liminal spaces as a topic had a great run, and of course people will still be talking about them when it comes to the backrooms, Kane Pixels, the librarian, other people like that. But for video essay content creators, I don't know if there's much to say anymore. Anyways, I do hope, once more, you guys found this enjoyable, and I'm sorry that I just keep ranting. A lot of this was scripted, but also a lot of this was just me rambling. Anyways, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a great day, night, morning, whatever it is. I'll see y'all later.